a stay-at-home dad, watching Disney movies he never had. His daughter digs through all the VHS, crushing the classics in a princess dress. Informed like Scuttle, Kurt's got your ticket, making it real like Jiminy Cricket. Most are off the Captain Hook, but if the Tweedledum, he'll be taking more shots than Bambi's mom. Leaves him raised like Simba, or cracked like the beast dishes. He'll show you a whole new world, you won't need 3 wishes. Stay at home, Disney Dad.
In honor of September and back to school, let's press play on Recess. School's Out. Is this going to be like Degrassi School's Out?
Joey Jeremiah spends his summer dating Caitlin. Shut up. And f***ing Tessa.
You were f***ing Tessa Campanelli?
I will play that clip every chance I get. Canadian TV Hall of Fame right there. My jaw is still on the floor. Also one of the best Christmas presents I ever got. Let's check this out. That's autographed. After the movie, we get bonus music videos. Remind me to stick around for that. The usual straight to Disney VHS trailers. I'm going to skip those. Here we go. Feature presentation. Disney logo is the gang playing along on kazoos. That was fun. This is only my second dip of the toe in the Recess world. We watched a Christmas tape last December and I was absolutely lost. Let's hope this one goes smoother and I'll remember some of the characters. We start with some sort of Area 51 top secret military base where they can't get the photon channeler figured out. Suddenly the doors are blown off the base and it's under siege. And we get a parade of bad guys. We get Lex Luthor, then a nerdy guy, then a Dr. Claw guy whose face we don't see. It's cut off here unless they're just showing this guy from the neck down because the animators got lazy. I don't know. He says they're going to hide their secret home base where no one would suspect inside an elementary school over summer vacation. A school like 3rd Street Elementary School. Hard cut to the last day of school at said school. Miss Finster is back. Remember her from the Christmas show? As I mentioned, this is the second Recess tape I've done, and I think the last Recess VH tape we have in the bin. So this is a goodbye. Remember TJ Detwilder and his pals? I barely do, but they're back. Miss Finster has ice cream she's been hoarding all year, but the kids find it and eat it and hand it out. Detwilder gets in trouble for impersonating the principal one last time before summer break. The end of school year bell rings, and we get a wild montage set to Dancing in the Streets. I swear the Rugrats have a cameo in the background of one of these shots as the camera pans through a bunch of random classrooms of the kids celebrating. We get to see how the teachers are just as pumped for the break. That's fun. Detwilder is walking home with his friends and he realizes he's the only one from his group who isn't going to an all-summer camp. The next morning, all his friends leave and we get a montage set to "One is the loneliest number." This movie is dropping mad cash to pay for royalties for all these oldies, and I love it. His older sister has a job, and his parents love that and hate that Detwilder's just moping around. He goes by the school, and he sees that something is up, because it's swarming with these, like, sketchy government agents, and they're yelling, "Get away, kid!" as he gets too close, because they want to be inconspicuous. Conspicuous? I can't talk today. Now we get ourselves a story. We got ourselves a story. The next morning he's on a stakeout. He sees them using levitating laser guns. His mom doesn't believe him. He tries to tell his dad about the laser guns he saw, and his dad asks, "Did you run into the glass door again?" And he says, "No, well, yes," and that was easily the funniest Recess moment I've ever seen yet. His principal, he finds Principal Prickly on the golf course, and he tries to tell him about the mad scientists or government agents that have taken over the school, but he's cried wolf too many times with this guy, and old PP doesn't believe him. Eventually, he finally convinces the principal to come check out the school, and he does, and the principal immediately gets lasered, and all that's left of Principal Prickly is a smoking pair of shoes for real. Oh my god, they lasered the principal to death. Detwilder, obviously terrified, runs home and blackmails his sister for a ride because he has photocopies of her diary. Now he and his sister go on a tour and he rounds up all his friends from the summer camps one by one, and because this is an emergency, he brings them all back to the school and he tells them what's up, but they don't believe him because the first thing they see is Principal Prickly walking around campus. They're all about to leave angry that he wasted their time when a giant satellite suddenly rises out of the school and shoots a beam into space. Mikey passes out. Oh, Mikey. They come up with a scheme, and Detwilder calls all of their camps and pretends to be their, like, mom and dads and covers for them so they don't immediately have to go back and they can figure this out together. The Dr. Claw man in the shadows without a head wanted this particular school in the principal's office because, quote, it used to be mine. Okay. He sees Principal Prickly, but it's actually the first bad bald guy disguised as him. Like he's wearing a Principal Prickly rubber Halloween mask. The other agent asks, didn't his wife suspect anything? He says, nah. Don't like those implications. Come on, Recess. Miss Finster had a little minion spying on Detwilder and his group, so he runs back and tells Finster the kids are going to break into the school tonight, and now she's on the case. Detwilder and his pals are spying on the bad guys inside the school, and the operation is going poorly because this bad guy boss is adamant that they used this school, this location for the giant laser, even though the coordinates or whatever don't really work from this school. They initiate photon channeling and they begin shooting at the moon. Why? I'm hoping they tell us soon, but the laser dies, and the little nerd guy's like, see? It's because of the location. And the bad guy gives him detention. And this grown man is dragged away off screen screaming. And it's implied that he is killed. Suddenly one of the kids belches and they all fall from the catwalk and land in front of the bad guys. And it's a free-for-all race now to the song Wipeout. Again, these songs can't be cheap for royalties. Now ninjas hop down and we get the line, ninjas? Why did there have to be ninjas? And I feel like that's a famous quote or a meme or something. Maybe is that where this is from? I don't know. Finster arrives and sees all this calamity. The bad guys nab Detwilder and they toss him in this like jail cell with a tied up Principal Prickly. He's not really dead. The rest of the kids escape and they run to the police and the police laugh at them because the kid's story is so ludicrous. There's a face-off between Principal Prickly and this bad guy whose name is Phil. Oh, they have history. Okay. These two went through teacher training together, and we get a flashback montage to another famous like 60s song. Is it Innocents and Peppermints? Is that what it's called? How did they afford all these songs, right? Now I think it's like Foxy, the song made famous by Wayne's World. In the flashback, this Phil guy is the coolest, and he was the principal here at 3rd Street. They make fun of lame, hippie, 60 slang, and it's really clever, for real. It's awesome. This is good stuff. The writing in this is pretty smart when it wants to be. Phil wants to get rid of recess, which is funny, because, you know, when you're old and you realize that recess happens because the teachers need a mandatory contractual break. It's not for the kids, it's for the teachers. The parents picket no recess, and Prickly returns with a superintendent who has the power to overthrow Phil. He does, and then he replaces Phil with Prickly, and Phil thinks Prickly set him up, and he's like, fine, let's get out of here, babe. And we find out that the hot on Phil's arm during this entire flashback is a young Miss Finster, and that was awesome, for real. That was one of the greatest like surprise random reveals I've ever seen in a Disney movie. I laughed. Well done. The kids now go to the fast food place TJ's big sister Becky works, and after a big speech about how she hates him and doesn't want to help, Mikey goes, but he's your little brother, and she's like, all right. So this is all because evil Phil wants revenge and wants to come back swinging. So instead of canceling recess, he wants to cancel summer vacation. Thus the laser moving the moon. Okay, now big sister Becky goes around. He picks up all of Detwilder's friends, like their camp friends from all the camps. Next 20 minutes, there's just hundreds of camp kids attacking the villains in the school until it comes down to the main kids trying to stop Phil. This is after, of course, they drop Chowder on the big bald bad guy again. Phil is going to move the moon to take away summer. But JT gives a speech about how he can take away summer, but he can never take away summer vacation. Miss Finster hops in and says, hey teachers, leave those kids alone. And all the actual teachers now show up, and it's a huge teacher versus thugs battle to Like I Do, another amazing oldie song that could not have been cheap. Remind me to get this soundtrack after. Finster KOs the bad guy covered in chowder. Prickly KOs summer-hating Phil, but he lands on his computer and the laser fires at the moon anyway. The kid that went to ball camp throws a baseball into the guts of the laser and it explodes. We are wrapping it up. Don't let me forget about the music videos after the credits, okay? Phil is arrested. TJ's parents are like, what an exciting summer. TJ saved the world and Becky is the new assistant fry cook. And that is wonderful. That is growing up. That is family dynamics right there. This movie has its moments. This is way better than the Christmas one. The kids decide to stay home from camp now and make summer memories with TJ instead. Is that the lesson? Is that what we're left with? We end with TJ going back inside and he has like a heart-to-heart with Principal Prickly. And we end with Age of Aquarius. Again, that's gotta be an expensive song. Normal credits over Mikey singing Green Tambourine. My VHS tape is really messed up here, glitching like crazy. After credits, we get the same music video for Green Tambourine and Mikey, but just without credits over the top. Then we get Dancing in the Streets with, oh, it's so glitchy. This tape doesn't want me to see this. Okay, I'll YouTube it. Okay, who is this? This is Myra with Dancing in the Streets. Let's look up young Myra, shall we? Myra Ambriz, born May 21st, 1986, known under the mononym Myra, is an American pop singer of Mexican descent. She's the first Latina artist to sign with Hollywood Records and Walt Disney Records. She's best known for her 2001 singles Dancing in the Street for Recess, School's Out, and Miracles Happen When You Believe for the film Princess Diaries. Okay. That's a pretty impressive resume. In October 2001, Myra made an appearance in the film Max Keeble's big movie as Chelsea. During this time, she toured with Aaron Carter, opening for his 2000-2001 party tour. She was also a featured artist during the Radio Disney Live 2001 World Tour. Looks like she ducked out in 2011, had a baby, and went to college. Good for you, Myra. Hope you're good. Hope you survived childhood fame. Anyway, this movie was good. The writing was over and above when given the opportunity. Lots of little digs and side jokes that all landed. Good stuff.
That's what I think about.
What do you think?
What we have is a concern about Curtis Anderson. His interviewing style is not the best. His personal appearance is not the best. I was wondering if the man has some kind of a hold over the channel that he's allowed to be employed for so long with the standards of journalism and personal appearance that he has. Thank you.